Hello, my name is Claire Selby and I'm the author of the Universal Preschool course. I'd like to take this opportunity to explain how it works and what it contains.
What do you understand by the term bilingual?
Bilingualism is defined really as four things. First of all, the level of language that you can reach, how well you speak and write. Secondly, by whether you are able to learn other things through that language. So, for example, using English to learn about computers or about science. Thirdly, it's if you feel yourself to be bilingual and if you feel that you can speak on a bilingual basis about different subjects. And then fourthly, I think it is really important to have had early contact with the language so that you feel bilingual from a very young age.
How can people become bilingual?
That's a very good question. People find it quite difficult to become bilingual when they are adults or even if they are learning as teenagers. The best time to try to become bilingual is to start learning a foreign language from a very young age and to learn naturally through play.
What is the Universal Preschool course?
The Universal Preschool course is a brand new course that revolutionises the way English will be taught. It aims to achieve bilingualism for children of preschool age. How does it do that? Well, it approaches learning English in a new way by presenting things at the right time and through the right structure. What do I mean by that? Well, the right time to learn a foreign language is really from birth. So some of our materials can be used at home from birth and then right through preschool education, both at home and at school. And then in the right way, well, by that I mean that they can learn with materials that are fun, that help them learn naturally, again, both at home and at school. And thirdly, with the right structure, means that it's a course that covers both areas of a child's experience, its life at home and its life at preschool. And in that way, we can aim to give children enough exposure to a second language to help them become bilingual.
What are the main benefits of the Universal Preschool course?
The main benefits of the Universal Preschool course are that children are able to learn at the right time for them to learn a foreign language, so from birth to age, in this case, up to age 5. And secondly, that they're able to learn naturally through play. Not just any play, this is directed play. So the children feel as if they are just having fun, whereas in fact they are following a carefully structured and planned course. And those are the main benefits because they allow children to learn naturally in the way that we've just defined earlier, means that they have a better chance of becoming bilingual.
How is it different from other courses?
Well, the first point that makes the Universal Preschool course different is that it genuinely targets bilingualism. And it does that by the fact that it offers home and preschool course material. What I mean by that is it overcomes some of the existing problems that children have in trying to become bilingual when they only have a very small amount of exposure to English, perhaps through some play at home or perhaps through very short lessons in English at preschool. This series actually offers them exposure to English at home through a very well-planned series of animations and games, and a fully integrated set of materials that the teacher can use at school. But more than that, any preschool teacher can use this course. It is designed so that we take advantage of the tremendous skills of a preschool teacher in encouraging a class and making them enthusiastic about a subject, to set the right scene for the materials then to present the language. So the teacher does not have to know English and does not have to present the language, the materials do that instead. and at home likewise, the parents don't need to teach their children English. They simply need to encourage their children to enjoy watching the videos, listening to the songs, and playing some of the activities. So let's just summarize that. It's different because it targets bilingualism by being ready to be taught by any preschool teacher, by offering home and school materials so that parents can use them at home and teachers at school, and through those wonderful materials ends up with a child that can play and learn English naturally.
Who can lead lessons with the Universal Preschool course? Does it have to be qualified English teachers?
Very good question. Yes, in fact this course is designed so that any preschool teacher can use it. Now how does that work? Well, as I've mentioned, preschool teachers who are qualified to look after young children love organising games and activities and are very well qualified to lead those group engagements with children. So all we need to add is the English knowledge to that, and we can do that through our materials. So a qualified preschool teacher who does not know English is perfectly able to deliver this course successfully. Now, of course, if we have teachers available who know English and are able to interact with the children in English, well, that's going to be even better. So either category can use it, but the big advantage is that schools who don't have access to bilingual teachers or English native speakers, or even to teachers who are qualified in English, can use this course successfully and encourage their children to learn English.
What will be the differences in teaching between expert English teachers and non-experts teaching the course?
There will be a difference, of course there will, because the expert teachers are able to add a lot more to the lessons. Expert teachers who are able to speak English already will add classroom language such as please stand up, please sit down, make a circle, those kind of extra pieces of vocabulary that build a lesson. Additionally, of course, the expert teachers will have more experience in expanding and developing language learning because they will be able to give language instruction as well as elicit English replies and responses from the pupils. However, as I said, the materials are designed so that English lessons can be led in school without teachers who are experts in English, because they are directed play, and a qualified preschool teacher can manage that. Of course, as I say, they are not only expected to work to their level of language and not to know too much English.
Why should the teacher's notes and perhaps other components be translated into the local language?
It's very important to translate the instructions into very clear local language for the teachers who are not experts in English, and that is our main objective. We would like teachers everywhere to be able to use this course, and so we will translate all of the instructions and make it very clear how to use the course so that the teachers don't have to look anything up, they can just read the notes before the lesson. Additionally, we are making sure that some of the instructions actually in the exercise books are written in 2 languages, because we want the local teachers to be able to read the instructions in their own language, but also we would like to encourage them to start learning some English so that gradually they too can learn through this course.
Which age group is the Universal Preschool course designed for?
The preschool course is designed directly for children aged between 3 and 5, but the home learning materials can actually be used from birth for the baby beetles, which is the starter level of the course.
Can you start using the course from level A with Tom and Kerry?
Yes, you can. There are 3 levels in the course, and level A, Tom and Kerry, is the second level. But the starter level with baby beetles is an introduction, and of course it will help children if they have been able to follow that first. But if children are starting preschool only at age 4, not at age 3, then they can start straight away with Tom and Kerry at level A. But they cannot start with level B because level B is a continuation of level A. So we recommend that children aged 3 start with the starter level called Baby Beatles, and children aged 4 or 5 or 6 who are just starting English for the first time at preschool start with Tom and Kerry level A.
Do you plan to offer courses for later age groups?
Yes, we do. We would like to offer courses from birth through to age 10. The long-term plan is to try to offer a range of materials that will help children become bilingual by starting at the first age that is best for them, which is from birth, and taking them through to becoming independent learners through their knowledge of English from age 10 plus. Actually, we are considering starting the next course quite soon, because once children have followed a fully integrated course at home and at school at the preschool age, they would be able to start English at a higher level when they go to school. And that means that new materials will be necessary for children from age 6 that offer more and demand more, actually, of pupils from that age.
What checks are in place to review progress in each year of the course?
It's very important that we are able to check a child's progress, in fact every child's progress, because if we act early when we see that a child is falling behind, we can very quickly encourage them or change the way they approach the materials so that they can join in better, enjoy it more, and keep learning at the same pace as the other pupils. So what kind of checks have we built into the course? Well, from my point of view, I'm particularly keen that the pupil's book is used in the classroom, because a pupil's book is an individual item. It's a personal item. Each pupil has the pupil's book, and so they have a personal connection with the language and with the materials in the course. During the sessions when they're working on that book, the teacher is able to see how each child is performing. They can check whether they have understood, they can check whether they are able to respond. And so that book is a very important element in the contents of the course. However, also during some of the games or in the way the activities with the songs are planned, we have built in checks so that the teacher has the opportunity to monitor the children and make sure they are keeping pace with the rest of the class. And in fact, in the teacher's notes, there are signs, little check signs, to show the teacher when that is a particularly good moment for them to be checking children's progress.
How do the home materials differ from the classroom materials?
Yes, that's a very good point. The home materials do have to be different because the home materials are about individual use and the school materials are about organising activities in groups. And there are benefits from having exposure to English in both those areas. At home, the child can watch videos which are specially prepared and listen to songs and do simple activities with their parents or grandparents or whoever is supervising the child at home. And that becomes a personal engagement with English in an environment where they may be seeing English through adverts, through various materials that come into the home, and so it connects English that is in their environment with their personal experience at home. At school, of course, they are with a group in a class or in a playgroup, and there they can engage in games which are designed for interactivity with other children, so that English becomes not only a personal experience as at home, but also an engagement with other children in school that they share. And so the two sets of materials are very differently written. At home, the parents can simply supervise the child's activities, whereas at school, the teacher will actually organise and arrange the class so that it can get the benefit from those materials best.
What is the role of the parents in supporting the child's learning through the Universal Preschool course?
The parents have a very important role, because whenever we are learning a new skill, one of the most important things we need is encouragement. So the parents can play an enormous role simply by encouraging their child, and then, of course, by praising their child for every effort that they make to speak or sing or interact with the materials. So perhaps their first role is as supervisor, simply to be there and be in charge of the child when they're watching. But the main aim of their role is to then encourage. However, there is an extra role built into this course, which is that we would like the parents also to monitor. And that doesn't mean that they need to know English or to be able to check the progress of their child's learning in the language. We simply provide the parents with a card, which is a checking card in the sense that they tick off a list of activities as the child completes them. And the main aim of that is that children, just like adults, have their favourites. So some of the films will become favourite films that a child will want to watch again and again. But of course, this is a planned progressive system. So in order to make sure the child has followed that progressive line, we need the parents to check that the child is watching each of the episodes. So simply make a mark or tick the box each time the episode is watched and the song is listened to for each of the different topics, and mark when a child has done an extra activity. In that way, you can be sure that the child has completed the whole of the material. So supervise, encourage, praise, of course, and then just monitor. That's enough, and that will really, really help.
Is the role of the DVD crucial, or is it enough to use the CDs in preschool?
In preschool, we have two different approaches. For the very first year, for the baby Beatles year as we call it, because those are the characters, we have a level called the starter level. And the DVD animations at that level are very short. They're just 2 or 3 minutes long. And in most cases, we find that parents are quite happy for a video of that length to be played in school. Why? Because it's particularly important that we use the videos and the animations to build the context for learning English. At home, children will be learning their first language always in a context, in the context of having lunch, going to visit a family, or going out somewhere. So in the same way, we need to build a context through which the children will be learning English. And the best way to do that is with simple, fun videos that have a language selection planned within them. So for the preschool starter level, yes, we would recommend that they can use it. But as long as the children are watching the videos at home, they don't have to. The teachers can decide with the parents that they will only play the songs in school, as long as the parents are making sure that the children have watched that week's video at home first. Now with Tom and Kerry, the situation is a little different. For levels A and B of Tom and Kerry, that's years 2 and 3 of the course, the videos are a little longer. They contain more songs and actual conversations. So there we recommend that the videos are not shown in the classroom. They will take 7 to 8 minutes, and that's too long really to use in the class. So then we do ask the parents to make sure their child is well prepared and has watched the video at home for that week, for that topic. And that is how they manage to complete the course, by having the parents' record card at home and making sure they have monitored when each video has been watched, as we mentioned earlier. So in preschool, the teacher won't need to show the Tom and Kerry videos, but can move straight on to actually leading the lesson. Now, there is one video element that we do recommend using at level A and B, and that is the vocabulary video, because that is only a minute or 2 long again. rather like the short videos before that we mentioned. And the vocabulary video is a real person presenting the key words for that particular topic, but with a background of characters and items from the animations. So it reminds the children what the topic was, what the story was in the episode they've watched at home, and then focuses on watching a face actually pronounce the words. And that, I think, should be allowed in school, because from that, teachers can then build the rest of the lesson around those key words.
Do you plan to provide whiteboard materials too?
Whiteboard materials would be very, very good, I must admit. However, we don't have any at the moment. We do intend to prepare whiteboard materials as soon as we know that enough schools need those materials because they have whiteboards and are able to use them. All our materials have been prepared in digital format, which means that they can be easily adapted to whiteboard use. And in fact, properly used, whiteboards can be a great way of interacting with children through our materials. So hopefully we will have the demand from schools to be able to generate those materials soon.
What are the minimum teaching qualifications necessary for teachers to be able to deliver the Universal Preschool course successfully?
Well, as we've mentioned before, preschool teachers who are qualified to look after young children but don't necessarily know English are well prepared to deliver this course. If they have expert teachers available who are qualified in teaching English as well, then that would be even better. However, play leaders who, again, are not even necessarily qualified in teaching young children, but are experienced enough to lead groups successfully and organise groups successfully, can also deliver these materials well with young children.
Is a training and support system for teachers planned?
Definitely. It is very important that teachers have access to training, not only about the product itself, but also about the methodology and how we hope that teachers will be able to use this in the classroom successfully. So we have direct training sessions, by which I mean there will be teacher trainers who will be able to teach gatherings of teachers how to use the course and explain the method and approach. And those training sessions can be used and enjoyed by both expert teachers who already speak English and also by teachers who are used to teaching in preschool but not experts in English. Furthermore, we have quite a range of online materials available. There are already demonstration videos showing how real activities can be led in a genuine classroom with one of our friendly preschools that's already using the course to show teachers exactly how to interact with the children using the songs and video materials. But additionally, we have instructions online and also extra materials such as activities they can download and new suggestions.
What is the spiral language system? How does it work? And what role does it play in the methodology?
I felt it was very important to create a systematic methodology so that both the materials themselves and the teachers using them could see exactly how each element or each component works with the others to build language over time. So I created the spiral language system where each element, each stage of the learning builds on the last to develop a knowledge over time. More details about the method are available in the guide that I have written for teachers called How to Help Your Class Learn English. And the spiral builds gradually over time through the ways that children learn best. So through sounds, pictures, actions, and particularly links. It's very important to make links between different topics. So I would recommend all the teachers to read the methodology, and we will include some information about that in all of the training sessions.
How many lessons per week should children have with the Universal Preschool course?
I would like to suggest that using the word lessons limits the exposure that children will have. It suggests that there is a short time, a couple of times a week, when they will have exposure to English, and that is not what we recommend. I would like to suggest that they should have English every day. So the Universal Preschool course offers the teacher a short opportunity each day to lead an activity in English, and it offers children the opportunity at home to have a little exposure to English every day through a fun activity. The latest research has now shown that this is a better approach to learning language because it builds English knowledge in little steps but regularly through a little exposure every day.
What educational value do the high production qualities of the character animations have? And how do they compare as characters with UK or US animations?
That's an important point in the development of our materials because we wanted to make sure that they were edutainment in the right sense. That means that we wanted to produce materials that had the highest educational standards, and that was my job to try to make sure that the level was correct. But at the same time, our production team wanted to make sure that the materials looked like modern entertainment. So we have created films that are HD quality and often using 3D characters, and also that the music is at the highest level of composing value. So they are rich arrangements, not just with a couple of instruments. So we made sure that the music is high quality and also that the animation is high quality. That means that on a production level, it can compete with the best animations that are produced by the UK or by American companies. And in fact, I'm very pleased to say that at Cannes, at the children's division of animation values, we discovered that our Tom and Kerry course was able to compete. It was a finalist in the MIP Junior competition in 2012. But above and beyond that, we feel that the educational values are very, very important. So the children will watch the entertainment and appreciate it as fun, but within each of the animations there is a very clear and carefully planned language and general education development.
Can you summarise your course in 3 points?
I would like to say this. The course aims higher because it aims to help children have a bilingual future. It thinks wider because we're trying to reach every preschool, and it works together with all preschools and teacher trainers supporting each other to be able to teach this course successfully. So good luck, and I hope you enjoy using the course materials both at home and at school.